As a future teacher, there are a lot of things to be considered in using hypermedia in education. As we learned in Educational Technology 1, the use of hypermedia must be minimized. But with technology so advanced today, it would be a loss if we ignore it. So let me help you understand hypermedia through this presentation, prepared by Miss Abigail Florita. To make it easier to understand, I will first differentiate multimedia from hypermedia. From the Educational Technology 1 course, the student has already become aware of multimedia or an audiovisual package, playlists, video clips, cameras, and more examples shown in the picture. While in hypermedia, we can observe that it's just as the same to the first picture, but lines are involved. It simply signifies that everything is connected. Multimedia, by definition, is simply multiple media or a combination of media. It suggests a product whose purpose is to communicate information in multiple ways and includes the use of photographs, sounds, videos, animations, and/or other text items, wherein students are very familiar with. Hypermedia, by definition, means linked media or interactive items. Elements are linked together by buttons and navigation menus, simply stating clicking on one item would take the user to another resource, which can be a different website, an image, and so on. We often encounter this if we use search engines, allowing us to navigate more into our search. Before we elaborate more on its characteristics and types of hypermedia, let's go straight to the point. Why do we use hypermedia in the classroom? What difference does it make to the learner? First, it increases student motivation. Hypermedia provides personalized learning activities, as it helps those slow and poor learners. Second, it offers flexible learning. Hypermedia gives activities suited to the learning objectives and needs. It gives a teacher the ability to connect with multiple types of learners through different programs which are readily available online. Third, it allows development of creative thinking skills. The presentation of information learning activities in hypermedia is said to be in a non-linear manner, which will be explained further in the next slide. The presentation of information learning activities in hypermedia is said to be in a non-linear manner. Why? It means that the learner may follow his path of activities, thus providing an environment of learned autonomy and thinking skills. The fact makes it therefore important to understand hypermedia in order to ensure the successful integration in the teaching-learning process. Look at the picture for example. The flight simulator used to train pilots is an example of a highly developed hypermedia program. Observe that it simulates an environment that allows the student pilots to practice authentic tasks while reducing a lot of cognitive mode of learning. Characteristics of hypermedia. First, learner control. Second, learner wide range of navigation routes. Third, a variety of media. Learner control. Learner makes his own decisions on path, flow, or event of instructions. The learner has control in such aspects as sequence, pace, content, media, feedback, and many more that he or she may encounter in the hypermedia learning program. Learner wide range and navigation routes. For the most part, the learner controls the sequences and pace of path depending on his or her ability and motivation. The learner has the option to repeat and change speed if desired. In the beginning, the learner may choose the learning activities that he or she prefers or familiar with. Meanwhile, the teacher has the prerogative to determine suitable learning objectives. The learner also be a wide range of navigation routes, such as by working on concepts she is familiar with. He or she may even follow linear or logical path, even if the previous activity is half completed. He or she may explore other sections, opting to return or complete the previous activity. Variety of media. Hypermedia includes more than one media: text, graphic, audio, animation, video clip, but does not necessarily use all types of media in one presentation. Since only virtual learning activity takes place, it is important from the standpoint of the teacher to optimize the learning process by identifying the characteristics of media application, as well as the advantages and limitations of such application. Let us learn more on the types of hypermedia systems. 1. Tutorials. 2. Drill and practice. 3. Simulations. 4. Instructional games. And 5. Problem solving. Tutorials. It provides an entire instructional sequence similar to a teacher's classroom instruction on a topic. This instruction is expected to be self-contained instructional unit rather than a supplement to other instruction. Tutorials are true teaching materials. Its relative advantage is it is very interactive, entertaining, structured, self-guided, and self-paced. For example, Mavis Beacon is a keyboarding lesson that tests speed and accuracy that pay off in efficiency and performance. Mathandscience4u.com is a hands-on software tutorials that cover integers, formulas, equations, and more. Drill and practice. It provides exercises in which students work example items, usually one at a time, and receive feedback on their correctness. Feedback varies from simple yes, no, try again type of response. Its relative advantage is it is very interactive, self-guided, attention-getting displays, self-paced, and an immediate feedback. For example, TeachOurKids.com provides time drill-based assignments that aim at further solidifying the student's math foundation. CoolMath.com provides fun, cool games, activities, and animated demonstrations. Includes coloring pages like checkers that connect the dots, matching words, and maze games. We also have Prongo.com and LearnPlus.com. Simulations. It is a computerized model of a real or imagined system that is designed to teach how the system works. Learners usually must choose tasks to do and the other order in which to do them. Its relative advantage is it is very interactive, self-guided, self-paced, entertaining, cost-effective, and compressed time. For example, ExploreLearning.com, CutTheKnot.org, a growing number of topics from algebra and arithmetic, many of which are accompanied by interactive illustrations and simulations. And we also have SimCity 4, which is a city building simulation computer game. Instructional games. It is designed to increase motivation by adding game rules and/or competition to learning activities. Instructional games often amount to drills or simulations overlaid with game rules. Teachers should use the following criteria when choosing instructional games: appealing formats and activities, instructional value, physical dexterity, and minimum violence or aggression. Its relative advantage is it is very interactive, self-guided, self-paced, entertaining, cost-effective, and compressed time. Examples: Learning Company. It provides a variety of instructional games, including Math Rabbit for preschoolers. Another example is Achieve.com and TenseBuster. It helps learners improve their understanding of 33 key grammar areas. Problem solving. It is designed to specifically focus on problem-solving skills. The software should be interesting and challenging with a clear link to developing a specific problem-solving ability. Its relative advantage is it is interactive, structured, self-guided, self-paced, entertaining, cost-effective, improve interest and motivation. For example, Pet Vet 3D, I Spy Fantasy, Mystery of Ages. In the use of hypermedia, the following instructional events will prove useful to the teacher. Get the learner's attention. Recall prior learning. Inform learners of lesson objectives. Introduce the software and its distinctive features. Guide learning eliciting performance. Provide learning feedback. Assess performance. Enhance retention and learning. Now let's discuss more on the issues with using hypermedia. Some issues with using hypermedia are 1. Lack of proper training. 2. Lack of resources. 3. Lack of access at home. 4. Equipment failure and compatibility issues. 5. Hypermedia can be confusing or distracting. 6. Technology becomes a focal point. On our first issue, lack of proper training, our solution is professional development needs to be targeted and ongoing to ensure proper implementation. On issue number 2, lack of resources, our solution is schools could opt for cheaper resources, create shared laboratory spaces, or look into creating bring your own device program. On issue number 3, lack of access at home, our solution is teachers could incorporate hypermedia in classroom activities. They could also encourage parents to take advantage of community resources such as libraries and free Wi-Fi hotspots. Schools could create technology study halls before, during, and after school. On issue number 4, equipment failure and compatibility issues, our solution is schools could provide a strong and dedicated information technology support staff. Teachers could use more web-based and versatile hypermedia applications. On issue number 5, hypermedia can be confusing or distracting. Our solution is teachers should train students on how hypermedia applications and how to use them effectively. Lessons should also be focused and structured. On issue number 6, technology becomes a focal point. Our solution is teachers should use hypermedia with a purpose and make sure that its use aligns with specific learning objectives. Using only one tool at a time will help keep students focused on the curriculum. Hypermedia becomes the teacher's partner in presenting their lesson in a creative way. Students in digital age are engaged in lesson with the use of hypermedia because it catches their attention. Hypermedia is very helpful to educators when implemented correctly, as long as they are properly trained and have access to resources. The possibilities are limitless. We may be living at the present, but I believe that the future is today. Let us not fight the future. Instead, let us embrace it. Get to learn hypermedia. Thank you for listening.